Welcome to Life Partner by Casey Lee. This is The Dating Files, a segment where we look at real dating situations and the quiet moments that determine whether a relationship grows or slowly fades. Before we begin, a quick note. This podcast is for educational and reflective purposes only. It's not therapy, medical advice, or a substitute for professional care. The cases shared here are anonymous, and some are composites of women I've had the honor of coaching. The goal is to help you recognize patterns more clearly so you can make decisions that feel aligned with the relationship that you want. She met him through a dating app. Their early conversations were lively and engaging. He responded quickly to messages. He asked thoughtful questions. He seemed curious about her life. And in those first few weeks, it felt like he was very interested. He texted often, sometimes every day. They had long conversations about work, family, and life experiences. From the outside, it looked promising. But there was one detail she began to notice. Most of their connection existed inside their phones. He texted frequently, but actual plans were harder to come by. Sometimes he would say things like, "We should get dinner soon," or "We should check out that place you mentioned." But the plans rarely became specific. Days passed, then weeks. And although the communication stayed warm, their time together did not increase. What made the situation confusing was the tone of the connection. He sounded interested. He seemed engaged. He continued reaching out. So she began asking herself a familiar set of questions. Maybe he's just busy. Maybe things will pick up soon. Maybe he just moves slowly. And because nothing clearly negative had happened, she kept giving the connection time. But eventually, she noticed something important. The relationship had energy, but it did not have momentum. And those two things can feel similar at first, but they're very different. Energy often comes from attention, like messages, conversations, interaction, while momentum comes from something else, investment, the willingness to create time, the willingness to move the relationship into real life. And when someone truly wants to build a relationship, momentum usually becomes visible fairly quickly. Plans become clearer. Time together increases. The relationship gradually becomes part of both people's lives. But when someone enjoys attention and conversation without building momentum, the connection often stays in a kind of suspended place, engaging but not progressing. And that's where many people become confused, because attention can feel like interest, but attention alone is not the same as relational investment. Someone can enjoy talking to you. They can enjoy the interaction. They can enjoy the attention you give to them. But building a relationship requires something more active. It requires choosing to move the connection forward. So if you ever find yourself in a situation where the communication feels warm, but the relationship itself never seems to progress, it may be helpful to notice one simple question. Is the relationship gaining momentum or just conversation? Because when someone genuinely wants to build something with you, the relationship usually becomes more present in real life, not just inside a message thread. If you want to understand how healthy relationships develop over time, I talk more about that in my free workshop. You can find the link in the episode description. There's also an emotional layer to situations like this, when attention is present, but the relationship itself never quite moves forward. For those of you who want to go a little deeper, quietly, I recorded a private continuation where I talk about what I'd say if you were my client, the part we don't usually talk about publicly, and how to emotionally hold this week. That lives inside the members only podcast feed. You can learn more in the show notes. This conversation is complete as it is. I'm really glad you're here. Stay steady and stay aligned with the relationship that you want.